here to present the findings of my study. So, as Dr. Naresh Gupta mentioned in his presentation, the few of the bottlenecks of Indian healthcare system is that we are the diabetic capital of the world, and as we all are aware that diabetes and hypertension require lifelong treatment. So it's not one-time thing like infectious diseases, where you can have medicine for 3 days, 3 weeks, or for max to 3 months. So it's like constant expenditure on medicines for a lifelong period. Poverty. Now, we all are aware that illness leads to poverty, and vice versa is also true, that poverty leads to illness. So this is a very vicious cycle, and we as being Indian are very familiar about poverty, that we have such a large chunk of population which is below the poverty line. Out of pocket payments for medicines. Now, even though government claims that services are free, treatment is free, consulting doctor is free, accessibility is one thing, because the patient has to pay for traveling to the hospital. The patient has to wait to consult the doctor and to procure medicines even from the government pharmacy where it is free. So it is difficult for a laborer or a below poverty line person to spend his entire day and lose his wages. So out of pocket payments is a huge challenge. And then the wrong notions about generic medicines, because there is widespread misinformation among all the stakeholders of health regarding generic medicine. So these all become our prime concern to access to affordable medicine. And like Dr. Gupta said, our Honorable President addressed AIIMS in 2012 with his statement, "I'm shocked to note that as many as 4 crore people of our country plunge into poverty each year due to expenses on medical treatment." So this is the gravity of situation, that so many people are becoming poor just because of the medical treatment. And 80% of the cost of outpatient treatment is in private sector. And out of those, 71% cost of healthcare is the cost of medicine itself. And irrational prescription, also the branded medicines, contributes to the high cost. And the nexus between pharma companies, doctors, and chemists, a well-known fact. So we try to address these problems in our project, and we surveyed diabetic and hypertensive patients. Along with, we also conducted an online survey to know the knowledge, attitude, and practice-seeking behavior of general population regarding diabetes and hypertension. So these are the findings. This graph shows the sources of procurement of drugs by people. So 60% of people are still buying their medicine from the traditional chemist shop, and less than 40% are taking it from online, Jan Aushadhi, private hospital, government pharmacy combined. So Jan Aushadhi is still not very outreaching the population. And why it is happening, I'll discuss that later. Cost of medicine. On an average, a person who is diabetic is spending around 400 to 600 rupees per month. But you can see that there is a distribution ranging from below 200 to up to 2000 rupees. This is the variation you get from generic medicine to branded medicines. And this is a very good graph, in fact, very valuable one for us. It reveals the perception about cheaper medicine. So 25% people say that higher priced drugs are more effective than cheaper drugs. 35% believe that cheaper drugs are of poor quality and hence should be avoided. And 40% say that cheaper medicines are as good as expensive medicines. But there is a catch, that even though 40% say that they are as good as expensive medicines, but they'll never buy it provided they can afford a branded one. So, like Dr. Jayashree mentioned, that medicine is the only item of consumption where the decision to buy is not taken by the person who is actually paying, but a third party, which in this case is doctor, is deciding what you are going to consume. Therefore, for pharma companies, doctor is the principal customer and they do every kind of thing to promote their brand and to lure doctors. So, of course, brand leader is also price leader in the market, and I'll show some examples of Jan Aushadhi and the brand price of the same medicine. So, glimepiride, one of the most frequently prescribed medicine in diabetes. Here you can see the blue one is the cost of generic medicine, 11 rupees for 10 tablets from Jan Aushadhi. And the same medicine, equal in efficacy, everything is equal. 55 rupees, Sanofi Aventis MRL. This is the branded medicine. So people are actually paying 5 times more for nothing.
And this is after price regulation. Before that, it was above 100.
So I would like to show an example. You can see it is metformin, same medicine, and as you can guess, this one is generic and this one is branded. This one costs 11 rupees, this one 55, and people are paying nothing but of its fancy color and packaging. It is of equal price, equal efficacy, but in different price. Another example is atorvastatin, a drug used in hypertension. As you can see, Jan Aushadhi price of atorvastatin 8 rupees, and the branded price is 53 rupees. So again, around 7 times higher. And this is what we did. We assessed the out-of-pocket payments in terms of indirect costs involved in the procurement of medicines. So even though medicines are free in government pharmacy, patients are spending time and money to procure it. And here we have tried to show in this graph that on an average, a person is spending around 40 minutes to travel to hospital, around 50 minutes to wait for the doctor consultancy, and even further to take that medicine from the dispensary, around 60 to 70 minutes. So this is the waiting time to get medicines itself. So, I mean, a huge amount of time is spent in just procuring the medicine. Let's talk about money also. So around 50 to 60 rupees in traveling to reach the hospital, and another 50 bucks to travel to buy medicines. And so this was our results of our survey from patients of diabetes. The another one we did online survey regarding the knowledge, attitude, and practice seeking behavior of diabetes and hypertension. This is what we get, very fancy results, that 12% of the people do not consider diabetes and hypertension diseases. They believe these diseases have become so much integrated to our lifestyle that they think that this is normal, koi badi baat nahi hai, hota rehta hai. And 40% strongly, I repeat, firmly believe that obesity is not a positive factor for diabetes and hypertension. In fact, few of them said to me, Doctor, sir, ऐसा है, obesity is a sign of prosperity. अच्छे घर से है, इसका मतलब obese है. And another catch that, let's say 96% people are aware that yes, exercise is beneficial in diabetes and hypertension. But 40% of them have never performed any kind of exercise in the last 7 days or more than that. Also, 90% people say that yes, regular visit to physician is important, health checkup hona chahiye. But 40% of them have never checked their blood pressure, blood sugar level, and lipid profile status. And 25% of them have proudly reported, I repeat, proudly reported, कि डॉक्टर साहब कभी नौबत ही नहीं आई जाने की. So, our key findings I'll summarize. Our main key finding is disparity in price of branded and unbranded medicine, that is the generic medicine. The second one is scarcity and availability of cheaper alternatives. As of today, I checked on Jan Aushadhi website, there are only 9 Jan Aushadhi outlets. Although in Delhi, and although last, I think 2 weeks back, government announced that there will be 3,000 more Jan Aushadhi outlets, but as of now, in Delhi, there are only 9. And there is lack of awareness regarding social security and medical insurance too. So that becomes also a factor to procure medicines. And the last one, but I'll emphasize it more and more, that ignorance and negligence among masses. That we give so much focus to awareness, creating awareness. But I would emphasize that awareness is not the last solution. If people are not going to do anything, let's say someone has acquired diabetes or hypertension. So it's not like the prevention is ended. we can prevent deteriorating of the disease, or we can prevent the occurrence of other comorbid conditions by doing exercises and other dietary modifications. So it will not only halt the progression of disease, but it also will save the patient to take more and more medicines for the condition. Now, my co-worker Prerna will cover the recommendation and tips to consume. Just 2 slides, so don't be